Alright, Eat It Nation, today on the reservation we're going to cook us up a big hunk of cow. This is a ribeye roast. Some places call it a no-roll ribeye. We'll be back in a minute. We'll get this trimmed and seasoned and out in the pit. Okay, we're going to trim this up. We want to get rid of the hard fat that's on here. And you're going to lose a little bit of meat. Don't sweat that, because the amount of meat you're going to lose is very small. Of course, the processor leaves it on there. That way they can charge you for fat, of course. There's a thin layer of silver skin under that fat, so while we're taking it off, but you really need to get it out of there. I mean, you don't have to get it out of there, but you're going to have a really tough chew. You're going to have a hard time getting the seasoning down on the meat too if you don't get that stuff cut off where you can get to the meat. So it really isn't that hard to do. It just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of patience. Alright, this is where we ended up on our top side. And you can cut that if you wanted to take and slice this off. I debated on it because really looking at it, just a little bit of meat, and a whole lot of fat. But I'm going to leave it on there. If nothing else, it'll protect the main part of what we're going to get out of here. Alright, I'm just finishing this up. And what I've decided to do, I just basically skin the fat cap off of it. And when I cook it, so it's still going to get protection of the fat, but when it's time to serve it, I'll just cut that off because it's all fat. There's just very, very tiny bit of meat. So that's where we're going to be. Okay, here we go. We're going to inject this thing with some beef base and beef au jus. And there's 2 cups of water and a tablespoon of each. So we just want to get as much beef flavor as we can down inside this thing. Going to inject it about every ½ inch or inch or so. Kind of work a grid down it. Pretty simple thing to do. Pump it up like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Get this thing big. Whatever with this injection that's left, we're going to use as a mop during the cooking process. Keep it moisturized and flavorized. And you can see it pump up as you put the liquid in it. Alright, now we're going to season this up with some garlic powder. Side back here. Do some onion powder next. Black pepper. Now you can use any, all, none of the above, use your own seasonings, however you want to do it. But it does come out pretty good this way. Now here's our steak seasoning. You gotta watch it because it's going to really come out of there. The lid on it has a giant hole. And we got paprika. Give it a good coat of this. Maybe it'll come out. Well, you go from one that comes out too much to one that don't want to come out at all. This is our chaucharee. I'm telling you, you try this seasoning right here and you'll be putting it on everything like I do. And then some turbinado sugar. This is basically raw sugar, cane sugar. Really good. Covering of this. Okay. Now, I'm going to roll our skin back on this. Flip it over, do the same thing to the other side, and we'll be back when it's time to put this in some smoke. Alright, here we go. It's all seasoned. We flipped it over. I did inject some more on the top side, put all the flavors on, made sure I got all my edges and everything. Now you want to let this rest, let these things sweat in, probably about 45 minutes or so. So that's about enough time to go out and get 2 chimneys of charcoal. We're going to cook this in the big offset, about 275, and hopefully 4 or 5 hours we'll have some good meat. So see you when it's time to put it on the pit. Okay, it's been about 45 minutes. We're at 275, got a little bit of hickory smoke coming out. I've got 2 chimneys of charcoal in the box, about 12 pounds, I think about 6 pounds each one. I got my welding blanket over there insulating that. That just helps with a little bit of, makes my coals last a little longer. And I'm at 275, I can't remember if I said that. Got my water pan right here. I want to set this thing in there if we can. Right in there crossways, right in the middle. And that's where we're going to let her roll. We're going to keep the smoke going to it for probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours. We'll see where we're at with the temp here in an hour. We'll probably mop it in an hour. Let those seasonings get good and set. And when we go to do that, I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Alright, it's been an hour. Ooh, it's looking good too. Smoky though. This is our injection. I got smoke cleared out of there. Just gonna keep this wet. I'll probably check it again here. Like I said, it's been an hour. I'll check again here in about a half hour, 45 minutes or so. Really smoking. Alright, we'll see you again in a minute. Okay, it's been another 45 minutes, so we're an hour and 45 minutes into this. We're just going to mop it like we did last time. It's almost like just letting it drip on there. It seems to cover it better if you do it this way. At this point, you can't actually touch it with the mop if you want, because the seasonings are set. You're not going to brush off. Still got water in the water pan. Check all that stuff while you have the lid open. So, check it again, another half hour, 45 minutes. Alright, here we are. We are 5.5 hours in. At the beginning I said it would probably take it 4 to 5 hours, so really close. I'm going to take the rest of the liquid that we got here. It was our injection, and then we used it as a mop. I'm just going to pour that over the top. Okay, now the hardest part of this, we've got to take that, put it in a warming box for 2 hours and let it rest. So it's not time to eat yet. So I'm going to cover this with some foil. I'm going to stick it over in the warming box, and when I get time to slice it, I'll be back. Okay, at the beginning I said it would take 5 hours. It took about 5.5. That's just smoking. Just got each piece of meat's a little bit different. So the big thing is to get the temp right. We let this rest, I don't know, about almost 2 hours, right at 2 hours. So let's see what we got here. That's a big piece of meat. I'll take that out of there. If you remember at the beginning, we carved that fat cap pretty much off, left it hanging by just a little bit, and that's it right there. That's all fat. Nobody wants to eat that, so we cut that off. And I have a grease separator here, if I can get to it. What that'll do, that'll take the good from the bad. You'll be able to see that here in a minute. You can see it start to separate. It'll be grease, and it's lighter color. So we're going to cut into this right now and just see what we got here in the middle. Oh, looks like a perfect medium rare. Yeah, that looks good. Look, you can see it's full of juice. We're going to slice some of this up and we'll be back and see what it tastes like. When you slice this, you want to slice this really thin. And I know I'm doing this kind of cross-armed, but I want you to see. You just slice it really thin. Try a bite. Awesome. This is going to be really good eating. I say mission accomplished. I don't know if you can see this smoke ring. I cut this off the end. And it's kind of hard to see because it's a medium rare, so it's red. But that's in there probably a good 1/4 inch and maybe 3/8 of an inch. That's a really good smoke ring. So if you got somebody that doesn't like their meat medium rare, and cut it off at the end because it won't be as bloody. Look at the smoke ring. I don't know if you can see that smoke ring. That smoke ring is right where I just run that knife. So see you next time. All right, I want to talk a little bit more about this this ribeye roast. The way I carved that up and the way I trimmed it, you really need to do that. This was the best one I've ever done. Carve that off. You can get that silver skin at the bottom, and you leave that fat cap attached just by a little bit on the one end, and then you can roll it back and it'll still protect the meat. The way I injected it and seasoned it, I'm telling you, it was tender. It was like it was really good. So I'm proud of it. It was 3.5 chimneys of charcoal. I held 275 in the smoker. I used hickory smoke on it the whole time. I didn't pan. I just let it go. I panned it finally when I brought it in, put it in the warming box, and I put the rest of the mop sauce on it to help hold some moisture. After 2 hours in the box, I took it out and then carved it up, and that's what you saw. And I'm telling you, if you could have ate some of that, oh yeah, eat it.